Welcome back and hello. This is a virtual hire hand team live blog. I'm Tiffany Parson and this is,
Ashioma.
and we are here to talk about tips, trends as it relates to social media, repurposing, and webinars. Today we are going to dive into Facebook. There is an update with Facebook regarding being able to convert your private group to public. Now, this is a whole interesting thing, and it made me think of a million questions in my head in regards to being in a private group and then it switches to a public group, or even how to advise clients in how to use this. So, Ashioma, what are your thoughts on this new update where Facebook is allowing private groups to be able to convert it to public?
I think it's a very interesting update in the sense that it's another whole strategy in itself. And for example, you have a webinar where people from the outside register for that, and you already have an existing group which is private. Obviously, those people will want to be part of the webinar to get more information. And so this opens that private group, making it public so that people that are coming for that kind of program or webinar as it is will be part of this private group. There's a sense of community there and engagement. It's like an engagement hub, and that could spur people from the outside, which is the public, to say, hey, I think I want to be part of this private group. And then after all of the program is done, you can make it private again because now you have grown your audience from your program, and then you have people that are now wanting to be part of that community, which I think it's wonderful.
Yeah. So the concept would be private some, public some until the event is done, and then close it again, open again, close it again. So it's an interesting strategy to grow the group. Now, what got me curious when we were talking about that before we started recording was, can public groups, are they visible if someone's just searching in Google for something? Are groups visible? And there are different settings for how you can have your group. I'm used to clients having private groups for their programs. And obviously, they're just general public groups that you just stumble upon on Facebook. What's interesting is that this will allow, when your group is switched to from private to public, first of all, anything that was talked about before it was switched stays private. So
Yes.
nobody's going to see whatever members were talking about before the switch. Also, because the group was private first, the members who's in the group is still going to stay private. You'll be able to see the admins, but the members list will still stay private. But as we're talking, I just remember public groups show up in your feed. You'll see different posts in public groups. There's a million different public groups I've seen about finding old friends or lost loved ones or adoptees looking for birth parents. They have different groups, and I don't know how they ended up on my feed, but they're public groups. So Facebook suggests public groups in the feed, but you'll never see that for private groups because they're private. So this is a way to make your group more visible because it may come up in the feed itself or someone may be searching. So it is a great strategy to build your group and to build your community. And then just having that time frame where people know the group will be open for X amount of time, then it's going to close and go back to private. And of course, once it goes back to private, the admin has to approve the members in the group. And so it's up to the admin. They could, in a sense, be like a waiting list waiting to get re-added in. But this is a very interesting concept. What's fascinating is I didn't even realize once the group is private that it couldn't be reopened to public before this. Because again, I've had clients that had private groups for their inner circle, different monthly memberships. It's just been a private group, and I had to approve who was in the group based on who purchased what, not even realizing this couldn't be turned off. You couldn't make it public. So it's good that this is an option. Even if someone didn't want to use it for a strategy for a webinar, if they just had an existing private group and maybe their business changed, the business model changed, And so they want to open it up to people who are outside of the membership program. And so
Mm.
instead of having to start all over from scratch with having a whole new group, you can utilize the one you already have.
Exactly.
This is a really good thing. So yeah, good stuff. Now you can do that. Now you can switch it on and off. So this is a
Mm.
good option. Sometimes Facebook comes up with these changes, or maybe we say Meta comes up with these changes or ads, and we don't always ask for it. Like
Yeah.
getting public groups suggested in your feed. It
Yeah.
was annoying at first until I started looking, oh, that's interesting. That is interesting because now they're putting stuff in our feed that we're not following. So this is good. Get your visibility for your public group, make it private again, switch it on and off, work it
Yeah.
how you want, but can definitely be utilized to your advantage. So any final thoughts on Facebook groups being able to convert a private group to a public group?
I think it's a great move. It makes everything a lot easier, so to speak, because having a free group, a private group, so many groups to manage. So once in a while, you open
Yeah.
it up, you grow your audience, you close it back to making it private, and you keep going that way, and then you're growing your audience. So it's fantastic. It's good.
Absolutely. You know what? I didn't even think about, yeah, people have their free group over here, the paid group over there. Yeah, this is a way to kind of have a mix of both in one.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
all right. If you have any questions, you'd like to make a comment, we love to hear from you. We always want to hear from you. Provide your feedback in the comments below. If you are not currently following the Virtual Hire Hand Team Facebook page, I don't know why not. And if you're watching on YouTube, we love YouTube. You are the #1 video platform. We want to make sure you're following us on YouTube too, so be sure to hit subscribe. We look forward to seeing you in the next one. You have a great day.